One of the exciting features of molecular communication research is the practicality and abundance of molecular communication in nature. Many living systems rely on molecule propagation for signaling and sharing information. But what are some examples? Let's go over some. In this video, I'm sharing 10 examples of molecular communication in cell biology. These examples demonstrate the scale and diversity of molecular signaling for living cells. We can compare each example to the standard components of a communication system, which has a source, transmitter, environment, receiver, and destination. This standard system, which we introduced in a previous video, can model the transfer of information between the source and destination. First, let's start with examples that use the circulatory system to send molecules all around our bodies. Our bloodstream acts like a molecule road network. Our blood vessels are surrounded by cells that act like entry and exit ramps between the bloodstream and surrounding tissues. I've picked 3 examples of molecular communication in the bloodstream. First, insulin is produced in the pancreas, and it helps to switch on glucose absorption in the liver. Second, adrenaline is produced to stimulate many different effects, including the control of dilation in our pupils. Insulin and adrenaline are both hormone molecules. Our third example in the bloodstream is not hormone-based, but is part of our immune system. One way that our body protects itself is by having cells that can identify germs. When these cells find something infectious, they send alert messages to other cells to come and remove the infection. Our fourth example is from the nervous system. Nerve cells, also called neurons, form an extremely large network that enables rapid communication all over our body. Molecular communication is critical in chemical neural synapses, where 2 adjacent neurons link together. Chemical synapses are small areas where neurotransmitter molecules are released by transmitting neuron and diffuse until they're detected by receiving neuron. Diffusion is a kind of propagation by random spreading. We'll have lots to say about diffusion in future videos. Our next 2 examples involve diffusion and bacteria. Bacteria are single-celled organisms, but they use molecules to coordinate over large populations. One approach is quorum sensing. Some bacteria release diffusing molecules and also measure the concentration of those molecules. The concentration can be used to realize when other bacteria are nearby. Detecting enough bacteria, or reaching quorum, can trigger cooperation. A second way for bacteria to use diffusion is called chemotaxis, which is controlled by an environmental signal like a food source. Molecules diffuse or spread from the food source, and bacteria can move towards a higher food concentration to reach the source. Now for example number 7. Most types of cells carry genetic information stored in DNA molecules. DNA contains recipes for creating proteins, and we have sophisticated machinery to control what recipes are read and when. The protein production process includes copying the recipe from DNA to special molecules that perform the protein assembly. Example number 8 includes both bacteria and DNA. Conjugation is a common method for bacteria cells to share DNA with each other. When one bacterial cell is ready to copy its DNA to another bacterium, it creates a direct contact link. The DNA gets copied in the transmitting cell, the copy is passed to the receiving cell, and then the contact link between them is broken. Examples 9 and 10 also have direct contact between cells. Gap junctions are small channels that connect adjacent cells in a tissue. The junctions have gates that can open and close to let signaling molecules through. One of the earliest contributions in molecular communication research presented propagation of calcium signals through gap junctions. Finally, plasmodesmata serve a similar purpose to gap junctions, but for plant cells. Plant cells have rigid cell walls, so the plasmodesmata help nutrient and signaling molecules pass through. So that was 10 examples of natural molecular communication in cell biology. As molecular communication engineers, we're interested in modeling these processes and finding ways to interact with them. What benefits could we achieve? That's a topic for another video. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. You can like the video and leave feedback in the comments. Consider subscribing if you'd like to see more research highlights and tutorials on biophysical communication engineering. See you next time.